What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome back to the channel. How are you all doing today? And this is your boy Jordan Molyneux, also known as Mol. And basically this little video is to just give you all a bit of good news, really. Some of you do not know the situation that has been going on in my family, and that is my grandmother, my Nana, has been in the hospital for roughly 12 weeks now, and we will rewind all the way back to, I would say, mid-June. And my grandmother, she's a diabetic, she's also on dialysis, and a few other things that are wrong with her health-wise. She had dialysis in the morning, and I had work, I think it was about 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and well, I've gone to bed quite early, and that's it, I'm asleep. It's about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. However, I've been woke up, I've had maybe 2 hours of sleep, and I am woken up by someone yelling. The dogs. By someone yelling and screaming in pain. And so I get out my my bedroom, and I see that it's my Nana, and she is on the toilet, and she's claiming that her knee is really sore. She's hurt her knee, she can't stand up or anything. And I have a look at this knee, and I then have to shout for my granddad and tell him to come upstairs. My granddad, his hearing isn't as good as it used to be, so my Nana is screaming for my granddad several times. Granddad doesn't hear a thing. So I finally get my granddad, get him upstairs, and I've had already seen this knee, and I could tell that she's done something. It could either be a bone breakage or tendons or ligaments. That is due to the fact of me being at doing sport at Furness College, and did all three courses. So I could tell that she's done something quite bad to her knee, to which I said to my granddad, we're going to have to phone the ambulance because she has done something to her knee. The ambulance take about 2.5 hours to show up. My Nana's in agony, she's shaking on the toilet, and finally the ambulance come, they do their job brilliantly. I have to go back to bed, but unfortunately it's about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm at work at about 8 or 9 o'clock. And so I literally say, I'm going to have to phone work up. So I phone work up for around 6:30, 7 o'clock. Can't really get to sleep much. Phoned them up and said I can't come in, and told them the situation that has happened throughout the evening, well, the night. So unfortunately I couldn't go to work. So we fast forward now to a couple of weeks later. As I said, my Nana's on dialysis, and yeah, she was looking really bad. We didn't think she was going to make it, to which we were pretty much begging the doctors to get her to Preston or Kendal, the closest hospital near us where they do dialysis. So I'm thinking, God, I don't know how to think. I am very close to my Nana. I'm a Nana's boy, always have been. When I did my performing arts, she was my #1 fan. She was my biggest fan, and still to this day she tells me to get back into it. And I'm thinking, I don't want to go through the ball ache of auditioning for things and them being given to someone else. But that is something you have to do in acting or musicals or anything like that. So she's always been a big fan. And that is why I decided to come onto YouTube, because I thought it would be great for me to get back into that performing arts life. So fortunately they managed to get her to Preston, but I think it was about a week before she went to Preston she got a COVID test which came back negative. She then went to Preston, and then 2 days later she has another test and that comes back as positive. So as you can imagine, we're lost for words. We don't know what to think, we don't know what to say. And my Nana could barely hold the phone. We couldn't go in and see her, which was torturous for me and for everybody else, because I love seeing my Nana. I love giving her a hug, giving her a kiss, saying hello, are you alright, or just simply just talking to her. So yeah, it wasn't the best of situations. So now we go and we fast forward for another 3 weeks onwards, and we get told by my granddad does, they phone my granddad up on a Saturday, and they said they don't think that she's gonna make it. Basically, they writ her off everything, didn't think she was gonna make it. But thank the lucky stars, if there is anyone watching from above, somehow she made it through. I got told yesterday, she phoned us up. She got tested, I think the day before or that morning, and the results came back, and they came back negative. She did it. She beat COVID. She's had every other thing that you can imagine. She's had heart issues, kidney issues, all sorts. She gets COVID. She has it for weeks on end. She spits at its face, slaps it up, and then throws it out, picks it back up, bakes it up again. And you have no idea the joy that was on, my chest and in my mind whilst I'm at work. There was a couple of times whilst I've been at work and I've had my phone on me when my Nana wasn't doing very well, so that my granddad could get in touch with me to see if anything did happen, if the worst had happened. And it was torturous. But thank the Lord that she has now gotten past this huge, devastating disease, and she's one of the strongest women or strongest human beings I've ever met. And I'm truly honoured to be able to say, that's my Nana. I'm her blood. I'm a grandson. And this video is just kind of like this video is just kind of me honouring her and respecting her even more. Like, even with this, she has been very supportive, and she's saying, you keep doing what you want to do. If you want to do the YouTube videos, you go and do that, but you can't forget about work. And she's, like I said, she's always been supportive. She's always been there by my side, and I can't thank her enough for putting up with me. I'm no saint. I'm a pain in the ass. I've had my issues in the past, trust me, but I feel like I've gone through all of that to become the person I am now. I don't think I'm completely to where the man I need to be, but hopefully I will get there one day soon, and not just have my Nana, but have my parents, my granddad, even my uncle who's 3 years older than me, to say, I'm proud of the man you've become. And it's insane to think that all of these lost souls it's just been awful, and to think that I didn't know what to think, I didn't know what to do, but thank the Lord that she's alright. And now the hospital, the doctors and the amazing nurses at the NHS can finally focus on fixing her knee and getting her back home where she belongs. And that is the best feeling in the world, knowing that she's beaten something so horrific and something so awful. She's gone and smashed it. She's like, the thing is, you don't know what to say. All you have to do is just say, wow. Like, she's a warrior. She's a warrior. She's a fighter, and she's gone through all of this, and now she's on the road to getting her knee fixed and getting back home. To the injuries of her knee, we found out that she had also snapped her patella, I think it was, and also completely buggered her tendons and her ligaments in her knee. And there was an infection in that knee, and that was the cause of it. So as you can see, she's not had it great, but she's one of the strongest people I've ever known, and I'm honoured to say that's my blood. You know, and because that's the thing most of the time now, that you don't know what to think, you don't know what to do. But if there is such a thing as a God, because I'm not saying if there is a God or if there isn't, if there is such a higher being watching over, thank you for basically keeping her strong enough to make it through this, because it's been a torrid time for the family, and it's, you know, we've been sat at home, can't go and see her. The only time we can talk to her is when she's well enough to be able to hold the phone up to FaceTime, or even just simply be on the phone call to us. And we're sat at home, we can't do nothing, we can't talk to her much, we can't see her, sat at home just expecting the worst. But thank whoever it is watching over us, that she is the warrior I've known her to be, the fighter she is, that I've seen in her for years, ever since I was a young lad. She was always such a happy and healthy person, and all of a sudden, I think it was about 7 years ago, all the health issues came into factor, and diabetic, dialysis, she's had her toe cut off, she's needed kidney transplants, then they've backed out because they couldn't do them, and yet she still goes around with a smile on her face. You can't compare with that. And I'm actually going to say this, that is the power of a woman. Like, that's the strength, the mental strength of a woman. And I'm just lost for words. I truly am. And I will be live streaming later on. I'm probably going to be on GTA. I'm going to get in touch with the lads though and see if they want to do Call of Duty. But yeah, as you can see, I've just kind of grasped that all we need to do now is just wait for about another 2 to 3 weeks, if not maybe a little bit longer, and she'll be home where she belongs. She may not be able to maneuver around as much at first, but she will eventually, because she is a fighter. So yeah, that's basically the story of the strongest woman, the strongest person I've ever known. And I'm humbled, gracious, honoured to be able to say that's my Nana. That's the best person I've ever known. She's supported me through thick and thin, even though when I've been a pain in the ass, but thank the Lord that she got through this, because God knows what would have happened if I'm not even going to go into that. So yeah, just wow. Thank you all so much for sitting here listening to me waffle about probably the greatest woman on this planet that I have ever had the honour of meeting, alongside with my mother. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you are somehow new, my name is Jordan Molyneux, also known as Mo. If you want to see more videos, please click the like button, and also press the subscription button along with the notification bell to be kept in the loop of when I upload videos. So yeah, that's all for me today. Well, not all for me, that's for now. I will be back later on. See you now, take care and peace.
Batty run the trap when I'm in the streets. You don't wanna play, no, no. Got a target on your back, standing next